topic, habits of the mind that are obstacles to awakening. First, I think we have to find out what is actually this awakening about. Are you all awake or not? Are you all awake? Sure? Yeah, awake from our sleep. Last night we went to sleep. Of course we are awake. But the awakening of the, the Buddha, in terms of our experience, let's find out a little bit more. Actually, what is this awakening about, right? Do you want to find out? What actually is this awakening we are talking about? So the Buddha himself, when he attained to this state of perfect enlightenment, the Buddha awoke. But we all actually still asleep. We are still a little bit awake, I think, because that's why you are here on a Sunday. Otherwise, you will still be hugging your little bolsters and pulling the blanket right over the heads and continue sleeping. But we are still awake. And the Buddha said he came to this state where there is the deathless. There's no more death. So when you die, there's no deathless. That means there's no born. There's no, it's unborn, is it? There's no birth, means there's no death. And then there is the unconditioned, unchanging state. So how do we know? And this said, if we still don't understand it, the Buddha said there is no escape. No escape from being born, no escape from death, and there's no escape from this unpredictability in our life. So in order to find, he said, you have to reach this state of understanding the circle of this conditioned existence that we all actually we are like in a prison, but we don't understand what this prison is. We thought the prison is the prisoner in the jail, but actually we are in prison in life. And this condition, the Buddha said, is samsara. We are in samsara, and this samsara is like a sickness, it's an illness. And the Buddha was the great physician. The Buddha knew that there is this illness going on around in this samsaric existence. And then he offers us a cure. He says, okay, I know what is the problem. What is your sickness? And he said, I know what is the cure for it. But then we as the patient, we must first recognize you got illness, correct or not? If you yourself don't know, actually you are going through this samsaric illness. If we don't know, how do you know what is your symptom? You also don't know what is the cause, the effect of it, and then we continue on. So this awakening process we undertake is to wake up. What is this? Is to really, actually what is human condition about? What is our existence about? And then what does this mean to us as practitioners? What does actually awakening mean? First, you must know you're sick. Not sick in body, but in this samsaric existence going round and round. And the Buddha has offered us a cure. So what does this awakening actually mean, right? For all of us. We know the answer, but maybe we just revise a little bit. Let's see, we're revising. So in the this sutta, the Buddha actually gave us this teaching. It's called Mahasachka Sutta. It is in the Majjhima Nikaya 36. I don't know whether the people at the back can see it. So the Buddha was once residing in a town called Vaishali, and there was a Jain ascetic by the name of Sachaka. So these Jains are a type, as a group of people who are very, very ascetic in their practices, very strict. And they like eat very little, and then sometimes they don't even wear clothes, they boil their clothes. So they have a very, their practice is actually to do with the body, the physical body. So they are called Jains. Until today, Jainism still exists, but in a different form. So this Sachaka went to the presence of the Blessed One, and then he sat down after paying respect. Then he said, Venerable Sir, actually, I want to ask you something, you see. Why is it, he was asking a lot of things about the Buddha, the body, because they only talk about bodily actions. But the Buddha's teaching is a lot, not only the bodily, but the mental actions are more important. So while he was talking, this is a very long sutta, so I will just go to the end, somewhere in the middle. So the Buddha, actually in this sutta, the Buddha enumerated his journey from the time he had this idea of when he was Prince Siddhartha, he wanted to leave home and find the meaning of life. What is the purpose of life? He started from there until the day he got enlightened. That was his journey. So if you want to know actually what the Buddha taught, please go and read this sutta called Mahasachaka Sutta. It tells the journey of the Buddha, what he actually happened over the course of that 6 years, yeah, from the time that idea arose until he gained enlightenment. So it's a very, very interesting sutta. So in that sutta, the Buddha narrates his journey to awakening. And he said, when his mind, that means at the day that he sat down under the Bodhi trees, he said, okay, today is, I have to do it. I cannot, I'm very tired already. So he says, today is the day. If I don't find it from this where I'm sitting, let my bones dry, I let my blood dry up, my bones, I die here also, never mind. I sit here with Aditana. So he made that assertion that he wants to find the truth. And during the night, the Buddha recollected, he said, when his mind was in samadhi, that means concentration. And what is that state of mind? The Buddha said, the mind was purified, it was bright, flawless. The mind is flawless, workable, steady, imperturbable. That state of mind is so deep, so concentrated that in that mind, he started recollecting his past life. Remember, the Buddha, this is his past, only his last life. So he have to go back to his past. So he go many lifetimes. He go investigate who were his parents, what was the food he ate, what was the culture like, and so on and so forth. Then he realized the first awakening, and I think we also can awaken to this fact that the Buddha said he remembered manifold past lives in their modes and in all their details. So that means first awakening for the Buddha is that we live many lives. The Buddha, that's the first life. For us, got some more. You want to live some more? Want to continue on with all this kind of unpredictability? So the Buddha give us this first awakening that he awoke to the fact he remembered his past life. So we must remember this is our awakening on a very mundane level. Okay? So you understand a little bit about awakening. Then again, this is the first watch of the night. On the second watch of the night, the Buddha then recollected. Then he went and saw the recollection of other sentient beings, other beings like his wife, his parents, and also he tried to see what was the pattern that was going on. And he says, beings pass away. They are born, they pass away, born, pass away, and they're going round and round in all the realms of 6 realms of existence, from the hell realm right up to the, depending on their past actions in the human realm. Only in the human realm, you do good deeds and bad deeds. When you're in the hell realm, sorry, you suffer kingdom come. In the heavenly realm, every day got nice music and nice food. I think so lah, because I don't know, I haven't been there. I don't know whether you all been there or not, maybe you can. So in the human realm, having done these past deeds, then the Buddha realized this, he was awakened to the fact that all beings are sentient beings, are not human beings. All beings, animal la, worm la, cockroach la. Even the cockroach is a living being. Last night I put a trap for a rat. This morning I saw one rat running around there inside the cage. After a few rounds, I managed to catch him. Naughty fellow, he create a lot of havoc in my house. So you see, I look at the fellow, you see, trap already. Now how? What am I going to do with this fellow? So beings are born according to their deeds. That means the karmic actions that we do, whether it is a skillful action, unskillful action. So this is the second awakening that the Buddha said, that not only we live manifold lives, but we also are owners of our karma. We are born of our karma. We inherit our karma. And that was the second watch. And in the third watch, the Buddha awoken to the fact, again, when his mind was pliable, when it was flawless, when it was bright, then he awoke to the fact of the 4 noble truths, that there is this dukkha, and this is craving. The craving, I think already, Acharya already shared with us all the tanha part, so I'm not going to talk about it. So actually he woke up to this fact. So you got 3 awakening already. Today, all awakened beings here. Wow. Very easy to understand, right? Easy to understand, but now you have to practice. So this is what we mean by awakening. Very basic facts that we are going to live after this. This life finish already. If you don't become an arahant, you will continue on and still continue, don't know until how long. Then according to the actions we do. Today you are doing good actions, skillful action. But even as you sit here, do you know you can have unskillful mental actions going on. Yeah, you can be physically here, no, but you can still create unskillful mental actions like, oh my God, when is this sister going to finish? My body is killing me. I need to, all kind of mental delusion going on. Yeah, this example, I'm not saying you all do. So the Buddha said the mind free from defilement, sensuality, and ignorance. Now you think, how can the mind be so powerful? Last week I attended a training, and then there was this sister there, and she's a very accomplished person. She's a lecturer, she's a professor, and she was relating her near-death experience, her mind, how it worked, and I was amazed, and she's actually written a book, so I'm going to get the book to read about it. So she was in a boat. There were 4 of them in a boat, speedboat or something like. They were going towards a ferry, towards I think the a place where they have to land. And halfway, the boat started to sink. There was 4 of them: she, her sister, her auntie, and her auntie's daughter. So there were 4 of them, and the boatman, of course. Then halfway, the boat started to sink, and as it was sinking, she took refuge in the Buddha. She said, "I take refuge in the Buddha. Namo Buddhaya." She recited it, because she was so afraid she don't know what else to do. So you see, chanting is very important, because in times of trouble, this is what can come to us. So she started chanting, Buddhang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami. And as they were sinking, the boat kind of moved because there were waves. And then the boat somehow hit her, and then she fell into the water together with all the rest. And she was sinking. As she was sinking, she made these aspirations some more. Her mind is so strong at that moment, because you're so afraid. She made an aspiration. Please, if anybody is going to die today, let it be me. Because my sister is still very young. My auntie got her children to take care of. Let me be the one whose life is taken. She made that kind of aspiration, and then she went in, and suddenly she felt a jerk, and she was up there and she was looking down. Her body is actually going down. And in that moment, she saw like a movie screen of all the unwholesome things she had done. Of course, she didn't tell us what was the unwholesome things, but it was like going in like a movie screen, one after the other. Then after that thing finished, all the good things she had done started going before her, and she was like observing. And then as that finished, there was a voice. She heard a voice kind of saying, okay, today nobody is going to die. Everybody will be saved. And then somebody like kind of pulled, and then she dropped back into her body. She had that sensation of dropping back into the body, and they were all saved. But so you can see the mind, how powerful it is, that it even with that kind of unenlightened mind, have this power. So actually within us, we have a lot of power within us. Sorry, I didn't put the last one, the Buddha say, cause and condition of the path. Yeah, so knowing that is what is now, we know what is awakening about. What is the habits of the mind, In the Dve Vittaka Sutta, Dve Dwa Vittaka Sutta, the Buddha said, this is Majjhima Nikaya 19. The Buddha said, these 2 kind of thoughts. All of us have these 2 kind of thoughts only. One is that the Buddha said we always ponder, this mind is like that. It will ponder, and it will incline the mind towards this, So it's like a tree, if the wind blows in one direction, you see the tree will go and grow this way. Have you noticed sometimes the tree will grow like that? It's the mind will incline. He frequently think and he ponders. Then if you are frequently thinking of desire, of sensual things, oh, I want to eat, after this, what I want to eat today. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, after this, I think I want to go and eat one nice, what you all like to eat, whatever. So the mind will be thinking about this. So meaning that the mind is constantly thinking about something. I remember those days before I learned Dhamma, every Saturday, sure, we will go and cari what, jalan-jalan cari makan. Sunday, go to don't know where, all kind of places to just look for food, enjoy, and have a good time. Never come and sit and listen to Dhamma. That's what we used to do. And the mind is such not only it thinks about these sensual desires, but it does not renounce, it does not say it goes to a life of moderation. Frequently also about ill will and also thoughts of cruelty, these kind of things. And then the opposite, there's another opposite, of course, there are thoughts of compassion, there are thoughts of kindness, and also thoughts of moderation. Yeah. So it's not only the mind is towards the negative side, but also the mind towards the positive side. So I give you an example. No, I think last month I was not giving a talk. I didn't have no meetings that day for Sunday. I usually Sunday after talk got meeting, got a lot of stuff to do, right? So we have reason to come to the center. So that week happened. I did not have any. I did not give talk. I did not have any meetings. So my mind Saturday start working already. No, hey, tomorrow I think you no need go center. You see how the mind say no need lah, no need. Then the other mind say, no, must go on. No matter how, must go. Then I can meditate, I can chant, I can do a lot of things. Then the other mind say, no. So it was going on the whole day. The mind was quarreling with each other. No? You know, the mind, the good mind and the not so good mind, quarrel. Then I look at my shirt hanging there. Okay. It's Sunday morning. I almost wanted to call, I don't know, I want to call sister and say, hey, today you don't come. Somehow raining, somehow so nice. I think I don't want to go. But then, the inclination of the mind, it rose. It said, no, I must go. No matter how, I must go there. I bathe. So you see how the mind, if we incline the mind, let it just go, whatever it is, it will do. So the habit of the mind is, it will react and respond. You know, this is how the mind, I think you all also got this kind of feeling. Sometimes you say, yeah, very lazy. Yeah, you must drive so far some more. This Nalanda so far. Have to come. So this is the mind. It's not you, it's the mind. Yeah, the mind, not your mind. It's the mind. Yeah, remember? You always think it's our mind. Yeah. So why is it so hard? Why so hard to awaken? See this poor elephant. He gave up already. He said, I sian already. Put his head against the tree. So, the Buddha also said, besides this knowing what is awakening, the Buddha also gave us some hope. He said, every being has, sentient being has this Buddha nature within us. You know. We have this bodhicitta. I know they call it bodhicitta, the mind of a Buddha. We all have it. But where is that mind now? Where is the potential for enlightenment? Why so hard? I have to sit again and again and again. Every Sunday come also don't have no result, man. So there was this man. The Buddha was in a certain place, and he was staying in that place. So this man, every day he will go and listen to the Buddha. The Buddha was there for some time. So he went to listen to the Buddha. So he will get up, he will wash, he will very diligently, he will sit upright and he will listen to the Buddha, the story, whatever the Buddha was teaching for the day. Then he will go back. And this went on for 1 month. Very diligently. 1 month he was going. So after 1 month, after everybody go back, he go and ask the Buddha. He said, Lord, he said, I've been coming here for more than a month now. I sit and I listen diligently. But no, there's no change in my life, you know. Is there something wrong with me? What did the Buddha do? The Buddha, okay, looked at him and said, Then he asked him, actually, I want to ask you, where do you live? Oh, he said, oh, I live in the village nearby. He said, oh, okay. How do you come here? No, just having conversation with him. How do you come here? Oh, he said, sometimes I walk, and sometimes I get a lift from my horse carriage. Sometimes there's a bullock cart. So this is how I come here. Then the Buddha said, okay, you sit here. You keep sitting here. Do you think you can reach home? If you sit here, can you reach home? Then he said, of course. How? How to reach home when by sitting here? Cannot, right? You definitely have to get up and walk and do. So likewise, you have to practice. Not just listen, every day listen to what the Buddha is teaching, the teachings, but you actually have to practice. So these are the obstacles that are standing in our way, because why? It's like a mirror. If you have a mirror at home, every day, I'm sure you all looked at the mirror this morning. Guys, I don't know, but I think guys also look at mirrors. Brothers also look at mirrors. Okay, nice. So when you look at the mirror, you look at yourself. It's very clear, right? Your face appears very clear. But what happens if that mirror is left aside? Every day got dust, dirt, birds shit on it, all kind of things happen. Then after a while, the whole thing is covered up. If you look in that mirror, what happens? Can you see your face clearly? You cannot see, right? So the obstacles are like that in the mind. It's all covered up because of the many, many, many full lives we have lived and the way we have lived. It's all covered up. That bright mind is already covered up by all the defilements, and under this dust and dirt, it can no longer reflect back the what we are thinking of. And then as a result, we all do all these kind of unskillful, unwholesome things, thinking that these are things that will give us a lot of happiness. Yeah. So it's like this simile of this elephant. Elephant is a very huge animal, right? Correct. It's very powerful. But do you know the animal, this elephant, you just tie the one string rope around its leg. The elephant leg is huge. They tie a rope and then they put a stake. And then the elephant won't move. He'll just stand there and you're very happy. Once I went to Sri Lanka elephant sanctuary, the elephant was so huge. It's a huge elephant. Then he's just standing there and his trunk moving here and there and he's just swaying like that. He's huge, Those days, elephants are the king's tank, Now they have the super tank. Those days, elephants were the king's tank. People are very scared of elephant. They see elephant, all run away. But nowadays, elephant, what they do, they very quiet. So how do they do it? They take the baby elephant. Every day they take the baby elephant from the mummy. Then they will put the stake and then they will tie him. Then at first he will wriggle, make a lot of noise. He will make noise. I don't know how the elephant make noise. Anyway, and then after a few hours, they'll send it back to the mother. Then they'll keep on doing this over and over and over again every day of their lives. So then the fellow he's like, okay lah, helpless already. So no matter where you put the fellow, will just stand like that. So we are like that, helpless over so many countless lifetime. We got the power of the elephant. The elephant, sometimes if we want, he can just break free, But we are like this one, tied to the pokok there, and then you see, resting the head. So helpless. What can I do? My life like this low. And there's so much of bad karma. We give all this kind of helpless. Yeah. So sad. So, friends, one day the Buddha was in Savatthi. He was residing in Savatthi, and there was this Brahmin. So he's a lay person, a Brahmin who is well versed in the Vedas. So he came to the presence of the Blessed One and he said, Venerable Sir, you see how, why, he said, why this, I am, sometimes I'm so well versed in the sacred scriptures. I learn a lot of knowledge and all this. But sometimes I cannot remember, all this, it's just like I forget everything, And then don't say about the things I not yet learned worse. The one I know also I forget and I don't know and I don't remember them. Then sometimes those I don't really learn, I can remember very well. I think we all are the same. So we forget a lot of things. Yeah. So what did the Buddha say? Yes, he said, definitely, this is why. He said, the Buddha mentioned these 5 hindrances that we are overwhelmed by these hindrances. Every day these hindrances overwhelm us. Not only they overwhelm us, we also don't know that we are overwhelmed by these hindrances because we are so happy in samsara. We like to get sick and then we enjoy those hindrances. And then not only that, not only he overwhelmed, he doesn't know he's overwhelmed and he cannot see. This is our fate. So sad. So let's see what the Buddha said about these hindrances. So these are 5 hindrances of the mind. So the Buddha said there is, first hindrance is sensual desire. It's called kama chanda. Kama chanda, sensual desires. Then we have ill will, vyapada, a lot of ill will. So you can see this happening in the recent war. People are so overcome with this anger and hatred, a lot of this going around. Then the third hindrance, the Buddha said to this Brahmin, is sloth and torpor, which is tina mitta. Later I will just go through them with your restlessness and remorse, udacha, kukucha. And the last one is skeptical doubts, vichi, kicha. These are the 5 hindrances of the mind that every day we are actually washed with all these kind of hindrances. And we also don't know that we are overwhelmed by them. Not only we don't know, then we don't see it as it is. Like last week, I think Brother Asyang Chai asked us to actually look at it, right? To see what it is, observe it, and see, and then do away with it. So, what is this sensual desire, kama chanda, about? So, the Buddha gave a simile. In this sutta, the Buddha gave a simile. It's like a bowl of water. And in that bowl of water, we mix a lot of dye. Put red color, black color, yellow color, whatever color you mix. Can you see your face in the water now? You cannot see. So he give a simile. Then another simile he said, it's like we enjoy life for maximum. Credit card also max, everything max. Enjoy the pleasure, everything buy, go holiday, everything. Incur a lot of debts. Use debt, not your own money. After that, you get into trouble, and then not only that, you pay interest for the for whatever you're doing. You have to have compounded interest. So this kind of this sensual desire is a simile the Buddha gave in the Samanapala Sutta. The Buddha gave this simile, but in this sutta, Sangarava Sutta, he gave the simile of the bowl of water. So these sense desires, there's two. I think just now sister also mentioned there is this worldly desire, and then there is a spiritual desire, chanda, meaning that we have a desire for path to awaken. So today you all have spiritual desire to come and listen to the Dhamma and find out the meaning of what is going on. Yeah. So what is this sensual desire? It includes attraction to physical pleasure, to our food we eat, to whatever we do in our daily life. These are all sensual pleasures, sexual activity, our, what do you call that, comfort, whatever we are comfortable with. But these objects and experiences, they give us mental and emotional pleasure. They give us a lot of pleasure. In fact, for example, if we achieve, let's say we get promoted, happy or not? I know Joanne not happy, got a lot of work. She said, but she still also like promotion. Achievement, we achieve. The status, get Dato, Datin title, not the grandfather, grandmother title. Comfort, then they put picture. You see your children graduate ready, see got put picture on the wall or not? Sure got one direct one, all the children. This achievement, we like. But my house don't have one also. Do one graduation picture. So I told my children, no need. I know you graduate already enough. He says, so bad, this mother, I never rejoice in the... Anyway, there's another story behind it. So it's like that. We have, and all these desires and achievements, it's nothing wrong with them. These objects, they give us emotional pleasures. They give us mental pleasure. The Buddha said, no, it's not to say it's wrong, As human beings, we have a need and a desire for this pleasant and satisfying life, right? We need to have a nice house. We have a nice car to drive. We work in where we are happy. We wear proper clothes. We go for holidays. All these are very satisfying. There's nothing wrong with this sensual desire. Don't go and tell these Buddhist teachings. Everything also cannot enjoy one. You say sensual desire is an obstacle to awakening. You say obstacle, but they never say the other part, the awakening part. So they say obstacle. And then these desires, they are all inherent in our lives, They themselves are not a hindrance. The sensual pleasure is not a hindrance. You understand what I mean? No? You eat food is not a hindrance, But what happens, you order, you can only eat so much food. But the table is full of food and all half eaten. You know what happens? You just don't care about what other people are doing in this world. It's just me and mine. Yeah, right? People throw rubbish, they park, they in the traffic light, they throw one bottle outside. They don't care. Yeah? So the sensual pleasure by themselves, they are not hindrances. Yeah, we must remember that. And anything that is done legally in this world, you buy things for yourself, you enjoy, and done within human propriety, all those is very good. Because that's why we are born already in this world. You're not monks and nuns. Yeah. So we enjoy. The other day, one brother came up to me and asked, sister, the mattress, how thin should I sleep on? I say, why? Why you monk? You know monk what? You sleep lah. My mattress this thick. I say, Not that I went and buy lah. Somebody gave me, they were changing their bed from to double bed. So they said, hey, this mattress you want? I said, yeah, lah, give. Very thick, very nice to sleep. I also enjoy sleeping in the bed. I said, it's okay. So don't live like, crazy people when you can enjoy it. It's not a sin to enjoy your life. Hey, come on, man. So we have all these kind of pleasures, yeah. But what becomes the difficulty is when it becomes a hindrance, a factor, is when we have desire, unbridled desire and lust. Then that becomes a problem for us. When it becomes a craving. Last week you all learned about craving. You better follow all the series, because one connected to the other. Otherwise, halfway you cannot understand already. Encouraging you all come and listen, yeah. So craving, because of that craving, the tanha, the unquenchable thirst, want the recognition, no matter what, I must get that position. Even if I have to cut all my friends, I chop here, chop there, I kick people, whoever, I still want to get it. This is where it becomes a hindrance to our life, yeah. So it's like a thirsty man, a man very thirsty, is on a long journey, yeah. He's very thirsty. And then he comes to a well. And then the well there got, thirsty man got clean water, clear water, so nice, so refreshing the water looks. But there is a signage on the wall. What does the signage say? If you drink this water, you can take one sip only. If you take more than the sip, you will either die or you will get sick. So the man don't care. He's so thirsty. He's like a person go for surgery. After surgery, they don't give you water. They put you on drips. Your throat is like parched. So thirsty. Then you get water. You just, how when you're thirsty, you keep on drinking that water. So our tanha is like that. Unquenchable kind of a thirst. Yeah. So it's like a thirsty man. You can drink little bit. Sensual desire, moderation, good. Other times, use it for your spiritual welfare also. So this is the nature of sensual desire when it is overcome by tanha. And that, the Buddha said, becomes a hindrance to us. Enjoy, but at the same time, don't let it be a hindrance to us. So the second is ill will, vyapada. Do we all have ill will? See, all very quiet. We do have a lot of ill will. We have, but we never realize we have ill will. When I read this, when I was looking through some of the videos, immediately a lot of ill will arose in me. Oh, how cruel! How can they do this? They are wicked people. You see, the mind. Actually, that is already ill will. Already ill will is arising in my mind, having division between this person and that person. The mind is like that, looking at things from our own perspective. So the Buddha also gave another simile. This ill will is like a bowl of water. Now, the first one mixed with dye. Ill will is like what? Boiling water. You put the water in a fire, boil. You know how the water, we're boiling? Can you put your face there? Cannot, right? You cannot see anything because the heat is like that. So the mind is like this, boiling or like water. And then the Buddha also in the Samanapala Sutta, the Buddha gave another simile. It's like a sick person, The mind is like very sick. When you have ill will, the mind is like a sick person. You cannot enjoy. When you're sick, sit also cannot, lie down also cannot, stand also cannot. No, one day I had this very bad, I don't know what it was. I think it was food poisoning or something like that. It was so bad. I can't even lie down. I can't even stand. Sit down also cannot, So it's like that. This ill will, it irritates us that we, every time it is disturbing us. So it's like a sick person who cannot enjoy good food, also cannot enjoy. And then, but a person who has no ill will in the mind, has spiritual joy. You know how ease the mind is? The mind is always so light and peaceful. So there is a difference between ill will and spiritual joy. Now, this ill will is like, there are many kinds of ill will. It manifests in different ways. When we say ill will, actually what does it mean? Like that. First is dislike. I don't like something. After that, it becomes anger one. First you don't like what your wife do. After that, you become angry. Then you become quarrel all the time. You're just irritated by these things. Then annoyance. Then resentment. After that, you start resenting. Why the Why you do like this to me? Why my mother-in-law always not kind to me one? Huh? I like her so much, but she always never give face to me one. Like his cerita lah, mother-in-law. Father-in-law don't have story. Only mother-in-law got story. Why? Father, oh, this good. This is a good sign. And then we have hostility, and it becomes rage. So you can see in Gaza and Palestine, it's like this. Become hostile, then become rage until you cannot stop it. It's too much already. So this Vyapada, it looks at the word ill will very easier, but actually it can graduate on to more and more and more things. And then we wish a lot of cruelty. It's overwhelming. Sometimes it just overwhelms us. This aversion, it overwhelms us. And the Buddha said it pollutes the mind. This ill will is the most you have to be careful of, because it's so polluting that when there is this kind of pattern, the mind inclines towards this kind of ill will. The chances of being born in the lower realms is very, very high, the Buddha said. And even if you get somehow a good karma comes into play and you're born in the human realm, the Buddha said, if with ill will, if you die with a lot of ill will in your heart, the chances of being born human, if you're born, you will have a short life, especially if you kill out of cruelty. You're so cruel and you kill. It will mean, the Buddha said, it will probably, you have a short life. Not only you have a short life, the Buddha said, you will also have a lot of sickness. Continuously you have sickness because you injure people. Constantly injuring people with this kind of ill will in your mind. And then kind of a irritable character, a person who is very easily irritable. Little things we get irritable. So how do we, and this actually, and ill will is, we actually don't want to take responsibility. We always, when we have ill will, we always try to find fault with this kind of energy that tends to find fault. It doesn't reflect back. Actually, why am I having so much ill will? What is the reason I have ill will? What is the cause and condition? We don't investigate, but we always tend to find, we tend to blame mother-in-law. Mother-in-law is the one always at fault, not us. So, for example, what do you call that? Let's say I have this problem. My neighbor's dog always come to my door there and shit one. I always do their poo-poo there and go off. And the dog is a huge dog. So every day. So one day, my son one day stepped. At night, he come and park the car. He stepped. He didn't know he stepped. Then he put his shoe there and came. The next morning when he went, I went into the car. What happened? Why your car so smelly one? His shoe full of poo-poo then. You see, it's not happened many times. So I was so, sometimes one day I thought, I think I better do something. Because once I came back from work, I saw a big lump just right in front of my gate, So you know what I did? I did not get angry. So what I did, I go and take my camera, my phone, I go and snap picture. Then I put in our RA group. We got our place, we got RA, Residents Association. So I put there, I said, dear friends, dear Nuri residents, I know we all want to live harmoniously, blah, blah, blah. So I say, but sometimes we have to be kind to our neighbors. Say I put picture, you see, every day I got to bear this kind of thing in my doorstep. So whoever responds, please take care of your dog. So I put a very nice and kind message rather. And immediately after I posted, one fellow posted with a angry face emoji, And then he say, yeah, so I'm like, okay. So you can see the reaction. Immediately the person react very violently. But I didn't want to react violently. I put a very nice. After that, nothing happened. Second day, same thing happened. 2 days later, I again posted a new picture. I said, new pile of dog poo. Welcome to the real. I post all this kind of funny thing. And now what happened? I never see the dog come near my house. So instead of reacting with ill will, so sometimes these are the ways that we can overcome. And we are also, we fail to understand actually what is the root cause of this ill will or anger that we have. Actually, it is naturally within us, but we feed it, we feed it with this lot of good food, then it become worse and worse. So instead of getting angry, look into that. And sometimes it become even righteous, and I have a right, right in front of my house, then it become very righteous that you are right, they are wrong. The kind of, we have a division. Yeah? So instead we look at community. Actually, please let us take care of each other, and then we will be all peaceful. But if I look at you and me as different, that's where our problems come. So, and it is also sometimes when we blame others, it's a kind of relief for us. Actually, like, correct, it like lifts the responsibility. No, I'm not responsible. This one responsible. Correct? So it's like a kind of a relief, without us knowing, this is how the mind works. I told you, right? I told you not to do this. You see now you do how? So we get into this kind of arguments. Yeah. So it's like, and how do we overcome is by loving kindness. Loving kindness. So I think I've told this story. It's actually this loving kindness to cure ill will. The great hatred, it really, if you practice it properly, it really works. So I got this uncle of mine, my mother's brother. So I hate him, even from a small child. I saw this incident because he married my sister. He married my elder sister. Our age difference is, I was about 5. I didn't go to school. I remember very clearly, I didn't go to school yet. So he married my sister, who was much older than me. She was born, I think 7, 8 years before. And those days they marry very young. So she was actually like a child, One day, you know what he did? He stripped her, he beat her, and then he stripped her, and then asked her to go to your mother's house, his sister's house. So I saw this scene, and her body was all full covered in blood, and she was literally naked. I mean, it's so cruel, right? So much of cruelty. And that image stuck in my mind. And whenever I see him, it's like I want to take knife and poke him, But a small fellow, I cannot do it because he's very big size. So, but the anger boiling and boiling and boiling inside me, And I carried this throughout my life, I was only 6 probably around that time. Until I was around 50 years old. I went for every time his image come up, he long gone already. The image come up, my blood will start boiling, and I will have this ill will. It will come and disturb me all the time. Until I went for a novitiate program. And during that program, Venerable Mahinda, that night, that particular night, he spoke about loving kindness, and he did loving kindness meditation. And he said, in all our lives, there is one or more persons, he said, but at least one person whom we really have a lot of anger towards. The moment he said that, the image come up already, and then must start poking already, take knife and start. Then he said, that person, you have a lot of anger, but they have done something good for you. I said, no way. Straight away the mind, no way. He's so cruel. The mind goes on. But he says, they have done. Tonight you all go back and think about it, reflect on it. So in my mind, no way, this person is the most cruel person I know in the world, and blah, blah, blah. So I went to sleep. When I went, I lie down, then only the mind, I don't know the state of mind or what. Oh my God. I said, really, I'm a very ungrateful person. I realized because of him, he had taken my birth certificate and he had registered me. I don't know whether to spite me or what. I don't know. Because he registered me in the convent school, which is the premier school in Johor Bahru at that time. I'm from Johor Bahru. Premier school, considered the premier school, and I'm from the estate. In that whole estate, the many, many divisions, I'm the only one who went to this school, the premier school. All my brothers and sisters went to the estate Tamil class, Tamil school, I'm the only one who got a good, proper, it's a wonderful education, and I never had any gratitude. Because it was covered up by this anger and ill will and hatred. Until that night, so powerful that meditation that Bante taught us, Venerable taught us. And then since that time, I've started practicing. And I can safely say that it is very powerful, this meditation on loving kindness, knowing that other beings are also like a suffering and suffering and suffering and don't know the way out of it. So practice loving kindness meditation is a way to overcome our ill will. So every time now when I say I never have, I think of him, I say, thank you, sadhu, anumotana, thank you so much. May you, wherever you are, may you be well and happy. In case I meet you in future life, please forgive me and blah, 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 all these things. So it is very important that we have this loving kindness meditation. Yeah, this is an example. And today I can really, really say it is work. If we practice it properly, not with attachment, but really with that love to know that other beings also like us. All are prisoners, all are sick fellas. Everybody is sick one. So we help people sick, we help them, right? We don't go and poke them some more, give them poison, and die. Yeah. Okay, next one. What is the next one? Sloth and topo. We all also got a lot of this, right? The Buddha said it's like a bowl of water. Now what you do? Covered with slimy moss. You know, you keep water outside, all covered with moss, slimy water plants. You cannot see your face there. And the Buddha also said it's like someone who's imprisoned in a very small, dark room, like a prison, very dark. You know, when you have sloth and topper, it's like this, you know, your mind is like that, very dark, it's very cramped, small, you know, it feels very small. And this tina midda sloth, tina means sloth, and midda means topper. What does it mean? Sloth is unwillingness to strive. It's just not unwilling. Yeah, never mind, I sleep now. Go there, so what's the use? Serve what? Do what service? Wipe the window only. Never mind lah. I sleep at home. So all this thought will go in the mind. So this is unwillingness to actually put effort to sit and listen to what is being said. Topo result. Because of that unwillingness, then the body will be sluggish. It will just follow. So these two fellas, sloth and topo, very good friend one. They work together one. One will come, then the other will come. This one will come, that one will come. So they are very good kawan-kawan. Sekawan one, very like each other. They hug each other and they say, yeah, very good friends. They high-five each other somehow. So what is the result of this sloth and topo is we become unwillingness to strive, sluggish body, and then what happens is we become what is that? Then become lazy, consequences, right? When we are lazy, there are consequences. So sloth and topper got consequences. If you don't take the effort, you never know when you will, what things will happen to us, we never know. Yeah. And also laziness and the consequences. Now let's look at the next one, which is restlessness and remorse. I think we all have this restlessness and remorse, udacha and kukucha. Again, the Buddha gave this simile of a bowl of water. In this bowl of water is like the wind. You know, the wind choppy, right, in the sea. You cannot see your reflection again. Then in the Samanapala Sutta, the Buddha gave a very beautiful simile. It's like you are a slave, you know. You are a slave and then the master say, go, do this, then you do. Then the master say, go, do that, clean that one. So your mind is like a slave. This restlessness and remorse is like a slave. Every time at the beck and call of your mind. Like when that day when my mind, I woke up, I say, hey, shall I do this? I think I better don't go. I think relax. One day, Sunday, you can relax. Then the next time, the master will say, you better go and do. So the mind is always going between these two things. Yeah. So the mind endlessly is searching for some kind of solution to this what do you call irritation in our life, to the problems in our life. It's constantly looking, it's very restless, looking for relief for our suffering. Even boredom, you know, boredom. Sometimes you sit down, you get bored. What do you do? Go to the fridge, right? Open, see what is in the fridge to eat, munch. After you close the fridge, then you say, oh, what to do now? Oh, twitter, you look at all the dancing, or whatever people are doing. You're bored already lah. Then go and look, do all kind of things. Sunday lie down, hey, nice. And then after that, these kind of things, the mind is restless. Even boredom also is restless. Actually, is a restlessness of the mind. Unless you are paying attention and doing something that you are, like say you're working. You know, people, we are working, suddenly the mind becomes restless. Then we go and watch some games or do some games and all that. The mind is actually restless, endlessly looking for something, and it is mental grasping. No, it grasps. Like for example, things you want to eat, that is physically you want to grasp onto things. But this restlessness is mentally you grasp onto things. And you don't even realize you're actually grasping. So it is finding a relief to our suffering. It is a mental grasping and regretting our past actions. Actually, why I do like this? You hold on to our past action. Actually, why I did like this? You see, because I did this, my girlfriend ran away already. Actually, I shouldn't have, right? We keep on doing that. Maybe we have done some unwholesome actions or unskillful actions. Then we keep on hanging on to that. Actually, why did I do that? How did it happen? Why it happened? So it is what they call worrying, and it refused to move from the past. Past things have happened, but you still hang on to the past. You don't want to just leave it aside and go. You know, this thing, a war has been going on. I had just sometimes chit-chat with my son. So when we mention the topic, he gets very angry. He says, yeah, 50 years ago, these people all take people's land, and then they blah, blah, blah. You'll tell all the history. I said, boy, forget about the past. Let's talk about the present. Why don't we make peace in the present? I still go back. No, people doing this. So it's always going back to the past, grasping onto the past, and then unhappy in the future. So this restlessness, the remorse, thinking about the past. So we have to let go of the past. People divorced many years are still sitting there and angry about the other person. Why they do like this? You see, my life so difficult. Blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on. Children also, you see, now my children don't take care of me. It's like that, yeah. And this relentless is like, it is like we are all on default mode. This restlessness is a default mode. Constantly restless. Are you all restless now? No, right? Paying attention to what I'm saying, yeah. So you can understand this is a hindrance to our awakening because we are so caught up in our worldly things, thinking about things that we forgot that we have other things that we can do to wake ourselves. And then self-check. We always self-check, We say, actually, why did I do this? Then we always answer negative one. The answer is always negative one. We know, but then we always answer in the negative because the mind is inclined towards negative. We self-check ourselves. Self-blame. Sometimes we blame ourselves. Sometimes we blame other people. So this restlessness and remorse is also a hindrance to our awakening. And the last is, of course, doubts. Do we all have doubts? Afterwards, ask question. Now, there's a healthy doubt, This vichikicha is actually skeptical doubts, but there's also a thing called healthy doubts. What is healthy doubts? Where we question, we investigate to verify for ourselves whether this thing is like that or not. For example, the Buddha, the first awakening is what? Manifold lives, right? You're born over and over again. If I tell my son manifold we live, he say, how you know? You got proof, meh? They will ask these kind of things. So this is a skeptical doubt, yeah? Because we can't blame them. I also at first say, oh, but somehow we accept, yeah? So this persisting is actually about our practice, Sometimes we come and sit here. Actually, I come every Sunday like the man asked the Buddha. I come 30 days already, 1 month already, nothing, no change in my life. So he said, I come and sit here, actually got change. Got change or not, sister, living? God. So this is the doubt. What do? We doubt our teacher. Do not this teacher really know what he's talking about? I think this teacher not so good for me. I think this teacher not good for me. Actually, it's your own practice. You go for retreat, for example. And the teacher actually don't do anything. No, the teacher is just there looking at you. You don't do anything. Only when you go for your interview, the teacher will ask you actually what you practice. You please report to me, and then the teacher will help you. At night, the teacher will give you a Dhamma. Whole day, what you do is your own practice. So you don't blame on the teacher not good. And we say, yeah, the teacher no good. Because you yourself never follow instruction. You like to have sloth and torpor. You got a lot of ill will going on your mind. You don't know what is happening. Yeah. So you doubt the teacher, you doubt the teaching, you doubt the Sangha members, you doubt whatever, everything also you want to doubt. And then you say, am I really a good person? I come here, I sit here every day. I don't know whether I'm a good person or not. You doubt yourself also. Really? How? And then sometimes this hindrance is when we are always very negative. We tend to veer towards the negative, So it is not a healthy doubt. And then we persistently undermining our own ability, actually, whether we can do. Then some people give excuse, I cannot meditate. I really cannot meditate. Actually, why cannot you meditate? Did you investigate? Did you know why? Oh, my leg very pain. I sit 5 minutes, my body on fire. You say that. Yeah, that's how exactly you got to sit. After 1 month, I break my toes. Past month, I break my toes already. Now I sit. The moment I sit, my knee full fire one, because 1 month I never sit down and meditate on the floor, only sit on the chair. So when I started, I said it's about time I sit on the floor and start meditating. Whoa, the knee really start from the moment you close eye. The fire is going on there. And then we give up. So this kind of really skeptical doubt, how luckily managed to overcome the observing the pain. So we can actually observe what is this pain about. So we secretly we think, actually, I think I better give up. Very pain, very pain, very pain. The mind keep on thinking, skeptical whether they can. But if you just keep on push and observe, you can overcome it. And then we are not open-minded. The mind doesn't want to open up to actually what is this uncertainty about? What is this, what do you call that? Impatient, we want to know everything. And then sometimes we are very close-minded. We don't want to see what is happening around us. We just want to be in that state of doubt, in that, like the dark room like that. We are very comfortable because it's so nice and comfortable. We don't want to challenge ourselves. Let me sit. No matter how I sit, I will sit here. I will go for that retreat, or I will go on a Sunday. No matter how difficult I will go. So we overcome this kind of skeptical doubts, teachings, even ourselves. We also doubt ourselves whether we really can do these things. We're very happy one. We will give excuse. Actually, you're not good. Yeah, it's okay. The sister Paru very good. She can give talk one. I don't know how to give talk. Self-talk lah. That sister very good. You see, she can work from morning till night. Very good. I cannot. You give the answer. You ask the question and you give answer yourself. Cannot. They follow plant tree. Very good. I cannot. I see. Everything negative. Happily we pat ourselves. Very good. Very good. So, friends, why do we have to abandon these hindrances? Why? So there are these, what do you call that? These hindrances are actually their anchor. What is their anchor? They are anchored to the 3 roots of unwholesomeness. If you look at all the hindrances, they actually anchor to the 3 roots of unwholesomeness. For example, sensual desire is actually a lot about greed. The root of greed, we want. I want more of this, If you look at ill will, the root of it is aversion. Ill will means I don't like what you say. I don't like your action. I don't like this. I don't like that. Why you buy this color, the car? I told you buy red. Why you buy black? Like that aversion, the ill will comes, And then the other 3 is actually delusion. It's delusion one. The root of it is delusion. So these 3 are actually on the 3 roots of unskillfulness. So we know because the root of these 5 hindrances are the roots of unskillfulness, we got to investigate for ourselves, try to let go. It's in our daily life, Once we know that we're having greed, realize you're having greed. Then it actually, these hindrances, it actually impairs because it's so intoxicating, you drink, you drink more of it. It's very intoxicating. And then we always seek for things that are, we thought can give us a lot of happiness. We go after things that are constantly, that we think we give happiness, but actually it don't give. It gives us little bit of happiness. After that, no more already. Then new thing, you want new things after that. Then that one finish, another one. I had a boss last time. Every 6 months, he would change car, Every 6 months, I used to, wow, so nice, oh, he can change car but then you know what happened? Every 6 months, no, he will change car one, and his car all power car one, no, because he very macho one, no, very macho fellow. He, you know what he will say? Men are hunters, women are the what victim or something like that. He will say he's that kind of personality, So he will change car, and his cars are all very, very big, those macho man car one, not like kanchil car, small lady like car. And then because of that, he has a lot of difficulty in his life because he is so into this habit of having all these obstacles of the mind. And he has very little respect, even for his wife, he has very little respect for her. So a lot of sexual misconduct. And then eventually now, he is in a state of total disaster, I would say. Because of certain incidents happen, certain things. Now, it's like super bad condition. So when we have this intoxicating, impairs our ability to know, actually, this is not beneficial for me. Yeah. So we must know this is not beneficial. I must moderate it. It's okay to have good things in our life, but we must know what is moderation, how to be kind and respectful to others. Yeah. So it is like when we are full of ill will, what happens to us is, it is actually a lot of things is to do with me, my, I, and mine. It's the self. And the Buddha said, when you have this very strong I, me, it is my house, my car, my position, my this and my that. When it is mine, then you have a problem. This is the obstacle of this. So once we understand there is a lot of self involved, you try to back off a bit and then observe and investigate. Feeling lazy or drowsy is we want to, what do you call that? Give up. Easy, ma? Easy to give up, right? No need to do, ma. The excuse is, yeah, it's okay lah, it's all right. So, no, and our worries actually cannot stop one when we have, when we have this ill will, what do you call that? Obstacles in our mind, every time we are suspicious about things around us. Because we cannot see things, so we are very suspicious. Actually, why this fellow do like this? How come the fellow say like that? So we are always very suspicious because it's about me. In theory, we can understand, but sometimes the delusion is the permanent self. We see it as us as a permanent self, me. But if you can see through this non-self, then we can let go a lot of these obstacles that are actually hindering us from our progress to awakening. Okay, so let's, how to deal? How to, hindrance come already, how to deal with them? Now you know what is awakening, habit, how? So the first thing is, they are all inside us. Hindrance also inside us, answer also inside us. Everything is within us. So to be free of these hindrances is to recognize it as a hindrance. First, you must know there is a hindrance already. You must know, hey, actually I got ill will. I really got ill will towards this person. I must recognize it. If you don't recognize it, you say you don't know you're sick also. Yeah, so you must recognize that actually I have a hindrance, like I got sloth and torpor. So when sometimes in the house, the settee looks so nice, then the laziness will come, the mind will become dark, and then you go towards the settee and you say, oh, I just lie down 5 minutes. Then the 5 minutes become 1 hour. You know how it is? So this, everybody, I think we all do this. So I would say 5 minutes, look at the clock, okay, 2 o'clock, 2:05, but still like that, enjoying that. This one, so we look and we see it as a hindrance. Okay, 5 minutes, ready, get up. And you feel very refreshed and carry on. When the sleepiness comes, observe the sleepiness. Actually observe. In our daily life, when we feel sleepy, you just observe. Just tell me, what is my mind doing now? Look into your mind. Observe that sleepiness. Even if you're sitting now, sleepiness is coming to you. Agak your body And then you observe, how is sleepiness come? Then after a while, the sleepiness will just go off. So shift your your attention to discern for yourself, look for yourself, yeah. And of course, practicing mindfulness. With mindfulness, you have a clarity of the mind to see it as an hindrance. And then appropriate attention. Sometimes we do not give attention to all these hindrances that come to us. For example, let's say you go shopping. Then you go shopping. Then you see so many nice clothes and all that. Your cupboard is overflowing already. You haven't emptied any of them. But you still see one nice dress, Oh, price also okay lah, good lah, nice lah. I said got gaji ma. Then your life is enjoy ma. Why so like so correct? Shake the head some more. Guys, I don't know lah. What you all look for? Maybe you look for something. So how to have appropriate attention is you look at that. This is it. How often I'm going to wear these clothes? If you got function, okay lah. You have to look some beautiful, But if you don't have, then you try and do this. You say, actually, how often I'm going to use it? Do I really need this thing I'm going to buy? Is it going to benefit me? What can I do? So try and give it an appropriate attention, not just flow. The desire come, okay, just ka-ching, okay, take and go home. After that, I have a friend last time. She is what they call impulsive shopper. Every time she goes to the shopping center, sure buy not one. And nowadays the clothes are from China, very cheap one. They come, very, very cheap. Last time expensive. Now I go, I say, wow, so cheap, eh? And then some more online, lagi worse. Can like that, and then order, finish. Her cupboard is so full, you open the door, boom, can fall down one. Because all the clothes she buy cannot hang already. So roll, put inside the cupboard. Roll, put. So boom, open or drop on the floor one. Full. And then she will wear once or twice. That's it. After that, no more. Because new one come, don't know what is inside the cupboard. No. So this kind of impulsiveness is an obstacle, And so give it appropriate attention, even ill will, when you're sleepy or when you have skeptical doubts, give it appropriate attention, yeah. So don't just say, enjoy Anila, life is like that, lor. Now, we talk about hindrances, is always we think of it as the negative, a little bit more. Okay. So we think of it as always negative, right? Hindrance, so we think it's negative, right? Actually, we can think it in the positive way also. How can we think it in the positive way is, it is a misunderstanding. You say, hindrance means it's negative. Wholesomely, we can actually pair it with wholesomeness. The hindrance can actually be paired with the wholesomeness. How are we going to do that? For example, if we have appreciation of worldly desires, so when we have worldly things, we appreciate it. For example, you have husband has just gifted you birthday, darling, I give you new Mercedes Benz. So now it's worldly pleasure, right? But when you drive or you take the car, you say, I'm so grateful. Instead of feeling, look at me, man, my husband's so successful, and flash the car around. But actually, you're very grateful. You enjoy it with a lot of gratitude. I remember last time when I took bus, those days when I take bus, oh my God, how sexa, people, once I was, those are minibus. I don't know how many of you know minibus. It's a real cruelty, that one. So it was raining that day. I was coming after work. I got onto the bus and I sat in the window seat. There's two people can sit on the window seat. Then this man sat beside me. It's raining. The windows are up. There's the whole place and full of people. The bus conductor will say, Maso, until the door falling off also, he still say Maso. So this guy was sitting beside me and I had the foldable umbrella in my hand. So I was, very timidly sitting there. Then this guy said, he pushed me, his whole body weight, he trying to, kind of a molestation. I try my very best to grit my teeth. I'm very passive kind of person. Suffer, ladies, we suffer in silence. Sit. Until I cannot tahan, I take the umbrella, I put in his face, I say, you see this or not? You better sit properly. Somehow he's an Indian fellow. I talk to him in Tamil. No? All the expletives come out already. I scold him because then when I got my first car, it was a second hand, don't know how many old, don't know how many hand car. I was so happy. I say, oh my God, now I don't need to endure all this kind of horrible situation. I tell you, I was pickpocketed. I have all people rabba here. You stand also, the fellow will come and this one. Sit at the back, the fellow exposed. Many kind of experience. So when I got my first car, I was like, oh, I'm so happy. So whenever I get, things, we can actually pair it with gratitude. When we get good things in our life, we actually have an appreciation for them and know that this thing, we have enjoyed it, we are happy with it, and we have a lot of gratefulness for it. So it's not always a hindrance, but to do it with a lot of pleasure in our hearts. Then, instead of focusing just on obtaining, with all these sensual desires or whatever ill will, we want to obtain. Let's say we want to go for a promotion. I want to be CEO. It is a path, right? It is a path. But in that path, we can do a lot of nonsensical things to other people. We make other people unhappy. We demand things from other people. So instead of just looking at what I want to obtain, but how fulfilling is the journey? Make it a fulfilling one. When we have husband and wife relationship, not just getting married and that's the end of the story, but how to make this wedding marriage a fulfilling one. How our relationship can be together. So instead of looking at just obtaining, then what is the fulfilling side of these things? So reflect on all the wonderful, wow, so nice. You reflect on it and say, oh, I'm so lucky. You reflect on the goodness, yeah. Why you laugh, Then when we have used our wisdom and our compassion, that means when we get angry, all of us get angry, right? There's nobody who don't get angry. We all get angry. But if we can have the mindfulness and know that it's an obstacle, that anger can pass very fast. And then it's not like stick, you know the roti naan, they put there and stick on the thing. Like that, we all stick on the fire. Until chow tao, the thing water still going on. So we are compassionate. We say, anger come to me. Yes, I got anger. I really, really angry now. Then you think, I got anger. I must let go. So we are with wisdom and with compassion. Yes, I got anger, but I am going to let it go. Bye-bye. See you. Allow the anger to pass and then replace it with skillful energy. Like we can say, like this person, my friend is also suffering, I have to let it go. Then if we have a lot of sloth and torpor, we take care of ourselves. Go to bed early, don't do a lot of TikToks, meditate for a little while, practice loving kindness. Also, we have to take care of ourselves. This is how we can respond. Don't until die, until, when we had the camp, the young people all don't say, I don't. I remember once we went, I don't know what camp was it, not the recent camp. Small child, she said, I never sleep before 12. Look at this person. Betul ka ni? She's tiny, She said, I don't sleep before 12 o'clock. I said, okay, all right. Already in the making already. One restless fellow coming. So you can see how the mind, we don't sleep. We want to pass that time, then only ngam. Oh, okay, now time to sleep at 2 o'clock. Next day, gone, finished, sloth and torpor come already. So balance our life so we can also have positive and wholesome doubt and questioning is definitely welcome. Don't say skeptical doubt, hindrance, I cannot have doubt. No such thing. It is definitely we welcome. You must question, you must investigate, you must find out. Like for example, many people may not believe in law of karma or they do not subscribe to rebirth. For them, it's like, for us, it's like quite normal. We seem to okay with it. But there are many people who reject the idea outright, But how can we positively respond to this? Is actually in learning Buddhism, you don't have to actually know, really pay attention to karma or to rebirth and all that. Why not start with dana first? Dana has got nothing to do with karma or rebirth, right? Karma is doing good things. You can do your morality, your sila. Sila has got nothing to do with rebirth. Of course, the Buddha say you sila, you got good rebirth. But practicing it has got nothing to do with that. Yeah, meditation got nothing to do with being rebirth. It has, not connected directly. Yeah, so we can still be open-minded, doubt us, but at the same time put this aside and we explore and our practice, how we do things. Do ask questions. Yeah, and friends, hindrances in summary. Yeah, hindrances is like very narrow, is very self-centered, and it is operating. What is the operational code of this is? This energy we have unexamined. We never examine our energy, why we are actually having this. So it's not examined, you do not investigate. That is the premise of hindrances. Yeah, that is the core of having hindrances in our life. But on the other side, when you have wholesome and skillful habits, which do not hinder us, they have a very large perspective. Hindrance is like very, how to say, very, you feel very tight like that. But when we have wholesomeness, it's like very wide, very, very spacious. It's like going to a very small flat. Everything is tiny, but you go to a house where everything is so spacious, like that. Wholesomeness is like, without hindrances, it is operating on a freedom of choice. You can actually have a choice how do you do things. When you have hindrance, it's like that only, gives you that kind of. So, dear friends, I hope all of you have learned a little bit about hindrances, on the 5 hindrances. Pay attention to them in our daily lives as they increase. And of course, this is the mundane understanding of our hindrances as taught by the Buddha to a lay person. But it does not stop here. From here, we carry on to our mental cultivation, because besides doing dana, sila, mental cultivation, because in that mental cultivation, we can actually get a lot more answers to our hindrances. We can actually go into our mind, like the Buddha's mind, and find out more about our hindrances. So do not stop at just listening and doing it on a daily basis, but also practicing mindfulness in our daily life.